Hey guys, what's up? It's Invictus back, and I just want to give a brief reaction to all of the cards that were revealed at Blizzcon so far. I'm pretty sure that these are going to be the only ones revealed. I've already talked about these bottom four, but I'll give a quick rundown of all those cards. So, Soul Thrays. Overkill, you may attack again. I don't think this card is that great. You kind of have to treat it as like a 3/4 kind of thing. It's kind of like that other warrior weapon that was revealed a few expansions ago, that you could just like kill down everything. This is like a health kind of resource that you're using here, and you can only kill things that have 3 or less health. So I don't think this is going to see that much play. But I guess we'll see what the meta's like, see if Zoo is going to build more smaller minions that are, easily removed by something like this, or if they're going to go the mid-range route, which is what they've done the past like couple expansions, playing 5-drop, some of them playing bigger drops, some of them playing Gul'dan. These bigger mid-range warlock kind of things are actually not going to care as much about this if they're playing things like Despicable Dreadlord, but this is very good against things like Serenite Chain Gang or things of that nature. So we'll see what the meta holds for this. It has potential, but I don't think it's going to be like a real power card quite in the same way that, what is it called? Super Collider was, or is, I guess. All right, so Spirit of the Shark, stealth for 1 turn. Your minions battle cries and combos trigger twice. I don't think that this is going to see that much of a place in the meta. I just don't think that Rogue has enough like power combo cards. You can't really pull off an Edwin. Like you're going to play this and then play a bunch of cards and then Edwin on top of it. It seems weird. It seems like overkill. None of the combo cards or battle cries, I don't think you really want them triggering, twice, really. And if you do you really want to invest 4 mana a turn earlier, which is probably going to be your entire turn, into doing so? Like, do you want to shuffle 6 spiders in your deck at the expense of a whole turn? I don't think so. So we'll see what holds for that. So all right, Travala the Tiger. This is the legendary that Paladins are getting. Divine Shield, Rush, Lifesteal costs 1 less for each mana you've spent on spells. Okay, so I kind of compared this to Mulch Muncher instead of Corridor Creeper, because the reason that Corridor Creeper was good is because it fits an archetype that's pre-existing. Something like Zoo or these Paladins that kind of just flood the board and then trade. These things already existed, and Corridor Creeper just fit right in. Mulch Muncher, you kind of have to build your deck around it. You have to put more of these Treant Generation cards into your deck in order for it to be like playable or just good. This kind of fits in the Mulch Muncher category because Paladins don't really run spells that are that huge and exciting. There are control Paladins that really only run like Consecration, right? So, and like, quality. There's the 5 mana one that, Tice played a little bit. The math doesn't really add up to make this something that you'd really want to play. So I don't think that this is going to see that much play unless they print like UI for Paladin. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion. All right, Sharkfin Fan. So this is going to be really good in like a Pirate Rogue kind of thing. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 Pirate. So if Pirates get more synergy in Rogue, then watch out for this. I was a huge fan of Pirate decks back in the day, back in like Mean Streets and things. So I'm that toxic guy. But, we'll see what else comes with the synergy of a Pirate deck. So Void Contract. So I'm moving into the cards that I haven't talked about yet. I will link in the description the first part where I just talk about these 4 cards. Although I pretty much said everything that I need to about those. Everything that I think I pretty much already said. So Void Contract. This is the the combo disruption spell to end all combo disruption spells. The problem that I have with this is that it comes down on turn 8, and you're using your entire turn to do it. If this came down on like turn 6, it might be a different story. I just think that coming down on turn 8, it might be too late. Like, Druids might just have everything they need before this. And if they're running, like, Togwaggle, like, this might help them, unfortunately. So I really like what they're doing. They're recognizing that combos need to be disrupted. We need more Dirty Rat kind of cards, Demonic Project kind of cards. And this is definitely a step in the right direction. Thing is, it is for Warlock, and Warlock already has Demonic Project. So I feel like we need more tools for other classes to disrupt combos. But I do like the design of this card. And the flavor is very much Warlock, like, you know, destroy me and you. It's kind of like a Warlocky kind of feel to it. So I like the flavor. All right, Surrender to Madness. This card is real bad. We have seen like Zoo Priest kind of things in the past, and we've seen like even the current Resurrect Priest. You can build it that's very board flood centric, kind of Zoo-esque. But destroying 3 mana crystals, like, holy, you got to be very confident in your ability to play minions after that. And, like, what minions are you playing if you're destroying 3 of your mana crystals? Unless you're playing this on turn 10, then, like, who cares about the +2/+2? So this card rides in this weird, you know, it's in between, you know, if you play it too early, you're not going to be able to do anything because you have no mana. But if you play it too late, it's not impactful enough. So I don't think this is ever going to see play, but I've been wrong before. All right, so the 1 mana Hunter card, the Spring Paw. So I was just thinking, like, what 1 mana beasts does Hunter really have access to? And it's like the Dire Mole, they have the 1 mana, the Hawk thing, the 1 mana 1/1 that gives you a beast. That's like pretty much it, because the mid-range Hunters weren't really that good in this meta. The good builds of Hunter are Secret and the Cube Death Rattle thing. So we haven't really seen like a beast-centric mid-range Hunter that's just running, you know, just beast synergies like we have in the past. So if that crops up, this is going to be crazy. And this is going to be around for a while. So I imagine that this will see play at some point over the next 2 years. But in this meta, we'll see what else gets revealed in the next month or so. So, all right. So the Warlock, Spirit of the Bat. Okay, so this is a Zoo card for sure. So it's the 2 mana 3. So stealth for 1 turn. After a friendly minion dies, give a minion your hand +1/+1. So zoos kind of have this middle ground, right? Or this fork in the road that they have to take. So either they're going to go for like classic Warlock stuff or classic Zoo, where they're running 12 1-drops and they're really just flooding the board, using their hero power every turn, just trying to get through their whole deck, give everything to you on the board all at once, and hopefully you can't keep up. And then take these value trades and play like Control-y. So that's like, you know, the Zoo Warlock that, you know, the older players will be familiar with. The new Warlock is like mid-range Warlock. I mean, you're playing 5-drops. You're sometimes playing Gul'dan. Like, this is mid-range Warlock. And people call it Zoo. I don't know why. But if this is going to see play, I don't think it's going to see play in the mid-range Warlock. If Zoo goes back to its roots of playing a ton of 1-drops, and, you know, even if they're just playing Keleseth, but it maybe a ton of 2-drops, maybe a ton of 3s, or a few 3s, then this is going to be crazy. Mid-range Warlock, the thing is, you're not going to make that many trades that are going to result in your minions dying. You have very efficiently statted minions that you just want to make value trades with in that Warlock. You're not just summoning a bunch of 1/1s and ramming them in like you did in the old one. So, very interesting card. I imagine you'll see play at some point in the 2 years, just like Spring Paw. But, you know, right now we'll just see what cards are later to be revealed. Savage Striker. This card I feel is bad. I don't think so. Druid is not really in need of removal or a card like this. So yeah, just gonna move on. Reign of Toads. So this is probably the worst of the like anti-aggro shaman cards. Feral Spirit is just simply better than this. And if you're not playing Feral Spirit, you're definitely not gonna be playing Reign of Toads. The Overload is just too much. You're paying 9 mana. It's, what is that Echo card? The Spirit whatever? The 2/4 for 3 that just echoes? It's like that, except you're playing it ahead of curve, but you know, you can actually do things with the rest of your turn. With this, I don't know. No one's playing that 2/3 taunt or 2/4 taunt that echoes anyway, so I don't think this is going to be great in Shaman. So yeah. Pyromaniac. This is insane value. 3 mana, 3/4. Whenever your hero power kills a minion, draw a card. This is crazy to me. The value that you can generate with this is nuts. Two things. One is that just the value is nuts. Also, odd mage might be a thing. This is a huge thing. The Black Cat that was revealed in whatever expansion, that is huge. They have Jaina. Like, they could do something with this, especially if they get more help with this expansion. Second thing is that decks that play Jaina, which I imagine that you would play Jaina if you're playing this, don't really want to draw too many cards because they're playing for fatigue. Drawing card, like, you would cut things like Accolade of Pain or, Arcane Intellect because it's a big spell, but you wouldn't play it anyway. Just because drawing is really going against your game plan. So I hope that this can find a spot somewhere, because I love playing control type mages, but drawing in those kind of mages is kind of monk ass. Okay, the 2 mana Paladin minion. 2 mana 1/3 Immortal Prelate. Death Rattle. Shuffle this into your deck. It keeps any enchantments. Please do not compare this to Kingsbane. Okay, so Kingsbane cannot be silenced. There are 0 effects to silence a weapon in Hearthstone. They don't exist yet. Maybe they will later. But right now, they don't exist. This, you can silence. So it just by default is worse than Kingsbane. Also, Kingsbane can just solo carry a game if it's full built. If it's built, and you have like this 10-3 or like, 11-4, whatever you build it up to be, you just hit them in the face and you win. And it heals you. It does everything. This, I do not see being that play around, build your deck around this card kind of like force in Paladin. Yes, you can kind of play it with Quest, but come on. Like, it's just not going to happen. This is not the same as Kingsbane. I think it's bad. So, Harik the Bat. This is the Warlock finisher, I guess, for Zoo. 8 mana 1/1. Battlecry. Fill your board with copies of this minion. So, you kind of want to hand buff it, and the first thing that comes to mind is the Soul Infusion card. Or the Spirit of the Bat card, which I revealed earlier, or talked about earlier. Okay, so the thing is, if you're playing this goes into like the mid-range Warlock, instead of like the hard Zoo that I was talking about earlier. So if you're playing this, you're probably not playing Spirit of the Bat, because you're just going to play like on curve plays. I don't think that this is going to be that great. I feel like the game is going to be won or lost before turn 8. I feel like you just want to play something better. The Beast tag doesn't mean anything. It feels like too much setup. Also, I don't think you want your Soul Infusions to go to this. I think you want your Soul Infusions to go to things that have impact earlier in the game so you can snowball. Because Zoo is just a snowball-y kind of deck. You want to do a Doubling Imp, or a Serenite Chain Gang, or even like a 1-drop. Like, if you Soul Infusion a Voidwalker, like with coin, you coin that out, like you pretty much just win. So you want that to impact early game. So I don't think you'd wait to play Soul Infusion on this, taking a board full of 3/3s. I don't see it. So I am going to call this card bad, even though I'm probably wrong. All right, Hex Lord Malacross. This card is definitely bad. So 8 mana 5/5, Battlecry. Add a copy of your opening hand to your hand, except this card. Yeah, this is awful. Like, there's no guarantee that you're gonna keep something in your opening hand or get something in your opening hand that you actually want. The RNG is just too great. No, just no. I mean, the cool part is that it does make you think like, oh, this card is bad now, but if I keep it, I can get an extra copy of it with Hexlord. It's the dream is just, it's not gonna happen, guys. It's just not. It's not good. All right, Cannon Barrage. This is the 6 mana rogue spell. Deal 3 damage to your random enemy. Repeat for each of your pirates. So one thing I do want to clarify is that this does not work like Spreading Plague. This works as like X plus 1. So if you have, if you have 0 pirates, you're going to deal 1 instance of 3 damage. And if you have like 3 pirates, you're going to deal 4 instances of 3 damage. So it doesn't work like Spreading Plague at all. It's like X plus 1 instead of just like X. It's horrible though. It's not even going to be good with the Sharkfin fan, unless they just print insane rogue stuff. I just don't see it being good. So there you go. All right, Baited Arrow. This is the 5 mana hunter spell. Deal 3 damage, overkill, summon a 5/5 Devil Source. So compare this to Flanking Strike, and you're pretty much disappointed. So 1 mana less on Flanking Strike without a condition, and you get the 3/3 every time. This 1 mana more with a condition for +2/+2. I feel like you'd only run one. You'd either run Flanking Strike or Baited Arrow, and like, I mean, come on, are you really actually gonna put this in your deck over Flanking Strike? So you have to kill something with 2 health, and you get a 5/5. Or 1 health, I guess. I think there's too many 3 health things in the meta right now. Maybe Theory Crafting will reveal this card to be a force, but for right now, I'm not really seeing it. So I think that was all the cards from the BlizzCon reveal. So I will be looking forward to seeing all the other cards and then doing a ton of Theory Crafting, trying to figure out what this meta is going to look like. So over the next month or so. So, all right, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time.